I'm here, a little spy at the Society of Scent. And look who's here. We have Carlos
Hello.
here who's visiting,
How are you?
having discussions with Jean-Claude. Hello,
Yeah.
Jean-Claude.
Hello, how are you?
Say hi to the little bird.
Now I wanted to show you a couple of exciting
Okay.
materials.
Let me just quickly say, this is Jean-Claude Delville. He's a perfumer here at the Society of Scent, and we're here in his laboratory,
In the South
Oregon
Bronx?
here, in the Bronx, and he's going to go through some raw materials with me. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, please, Carlos, I know you're a fan, he's a fragrance lover, he's nearly part of the family. You know, we are like bees when we talk about fragrances, and today we're not going to smell fragrances because you already did with us, but I want to show you a couple of exciting materials.
Would you mind sharing a couple of your successful commercial releases?
Yes, I made Happy by Clinique, I made Curve by Lise Claiborne.
The original Curve?
Yes, the
Wow.
original
A
Curve.
lot of people still talk about that to this day.
Yes, it's still on the market, you know. I
Wow.
made Pleasure for Men, I made Cabotine by Grey, Parfum d'été by Kenzo. I mean, the list is long, but I'm still progressing. Thank
Bravo.
to people like you, you know, who are giving us energy and, you know, inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
So we are using in this lab some special ingredients, and that's why we want to push, you know, the envelope in perfumery. And some of these materials are man-made. Some are we find it in nature. They are very expensive. This is ambrette. It's a very special kind of note. It's dewy green. It's fresh. It's lush. It's very feminine. You can use it in a man, you know, the woman. There's no rule in perfume.
Right. It's
Yeah.
funny how when you think you know a certain note
Yeah.
and think you're picking out a fragrance, when you smell it on its own,
Yes.
out of the context of a full
Exactly.
formulation, it smells way
Right.
different.
Yeah, because sometimes the note is mentioned in the description,
Mhm.
but the note is lost in a lot of other things. That's why we are trying, when we highlight an ingredient, we are trying to use less. So less is more. So like that, you go to the true soul, you know, of the fragrance.
This is considered like a musky type of.
It's musky, it's floral too, because sometimes I love to use it in combination with orris.
Okay.
You know, or some wood. It has, you can see, a carrot effect a little bit.
It smells a little earthy and a little
Yes.
warm.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what I love to do is to put it a little bit on my skin, to study it, and you can really discover that nature is a true perfumer. I get my inspiration from nature. Obviously science too, because science is coming out, you know, with unbelievable safe molecules. There's another material I truly love that obviously very special. It's osmanthus. Osmanthus, it's a note, it's an absolute. It's very floral, it's very kind of fruity at the same time.
Apricot, peachy kind of stuff.
Yes. There's at the same time a little animalic note. You don't need a lot in a fragrance, otherwise it starts to take over. But smell this, you know. By smelling this, you want to make a fragrance, isn't it?
Yeah. It's got a very big scent profile.
Yes.
It's
very-
not it's not how I smelled it in fragrances.
Yes.
This is
yes.
much more rich and full. And I don't get the fruitiness from this absolute.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's very complex. It could smell a little bit of jasmine, combination like jasmine, a little bit of orange flower, a little bit of freesia, apricot as well.
And it's
So-
stuff animalic, like you said. It's got a little
Exactly.
rough edge there.
So this is a material that costs $2,000 or $3,000 a pound, you know. So obviously,
Is that expensive? I don't know.
well, for what we call mass market perfumery, it's very expensive. Some
Okay.
perfumer cannot even touch it. Here it's the contrary. You know, we don't pay attention to the price because we want the consumers to feel that whatever they're going to experience is going to be quality. You know, it's just like a great wine, or if you are a couturier, you know, a tailor, you want to use a good fabric, then you have your style, and then when you combine both, you know, you can do, you know, wonder.
I find it very interesting that you express, and you have expressed several times in our meetings in the past, that it's not about overdosing in any particular ingredient. It's using the best ingredients
Yes.
that elevate the fragrance
Yes.
to a better level instead of overdosing and making it, you know, extra or whatever. You can sometimes get a beautiful diffusive fragrance from using lower concentration but better quality.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I'm starting to sound like you.
no, absolutely. I mean, you speak the same language. I told you. I mean, that's why it's so cool, you know, to have you here and spend time with us and discuss fragrances, you know. But to answer your question, Carlos, yeah, you don't. The answer is not an overdosing an expensive ingredient, you know, to really get a signature or to get an attitude or personality in the scent. It's using a good ingredient and finding, you know, the right combination. It's just like music. It's just like painting. You know,
It's an art.
it's an art, and what I love, what I discovered, you know, after I started very young, and I'm still learning, and it's beautiful to understand that, is that balance and harmony comes from the opposite. You know, like black and white, or like yin and yang, like negative and positive. You know, in order to find this balance, you need to have this magnet between two opposites. So that's what I'm doing all day. You know, I'm looking for a memory. I'm looking for a signature. I'm looking for something that's going to seduce people. I want people to be happy when they smell the scent. I want them to smile. You know, like you do when you're here. You know, for instance, I'm going to show you something that absolutely fantastic too. It's a patchouli, but it's a patchouli heart. So, you know, patchouli, everybody heard, you know, hear about patchouli, but this is truly the true signature, the core of the material. So it means that you cannot use a big slug or the bit, otherwise it's going to take over, but it's something that it's unforgettable, you see? And you can keep it on the blotter, you know, for months. It's something that's been aging.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So here is patchouli in all its beauty. It's not a hippie, dirty patchouli,
Right.
not overly earthy. This is so great.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It adds warmth to fragrances.
Yes, yes.
I used to wear straight up patchouli oil back in the day.
Why not?
And cologne.
We should bring
designer
it back.
cologne
We
on my
should
neck.
bring it back. We should bring it back. Nothing is wrong. But this
This
is,
is nice.
you know, patchouli. It's like a leaf. You let it dry, and when it's dry, you start the distillation process. But this patchouli heart is truly magic. It's sensuous. It's mysterious. It's very intriguing.
And it's not so overwhelmingly heavy. Sometimes patchouli is like, you know?
Exactly.
This is
exactly.
It's sort of velvety a little bit.
Completely.
And that's the one we use in Rose Rage, by the way.
Yeah.
Rose Rage. The Society of Scent has a line of fragrances coming out real soon. They're soft launching now that are very exciting. Rose Rage is one of them. The perfumer is Jean-Claude Delville. And his colleagues put together a great line that's, I can't wait to tell you guys about it and review it because it's absolutely stellar.
Yeah, when we are very excited, you know, to have put together this collection, and again, I'm not the only one working on the creation. Creation is a teamwork.
Yeah, it's the whole team.
Everybody in our team participate, and it's true. We have four new fragrances, high quality, beautiful diffusion. It's a beautiful journey.
And they're different. They don't smell like anything else that I've smelled before. They're just like, they're going to be great. The Iris one is going to be on a lot of people's list of one of the best Iris fragrances ever. Yes, I said that. You can quote me.
No, I think Carlos, you're very generous, but your opinion is very important for
Thank you, I
us.
appreciate it.
You are a true fragrance lover, and as I said earlier, to have you here, look at what we do, participate to what we do.
It's an honor.
You know, this is a moment for us in the South Bronx. You know, that's very unique, and I know you're coming all the way down from
The
Brooklyn
other
to
end
see
of
us,
Brooklyn, yes.
and this is fantastic.
Why don't we wind this down with maybe a floral fragrance?
Yes,
I love tuberose.
tuberose. Oh,
Yeah.
I can show you tuberose. You see, I have my beautiful fridge here. You see,
It's the
where
vault.
I keep some of the most expensive ingredients. You know, let me see.
Do you create music? You like to hear music when you're...
Oh yes, all the time. I like when the music is blasting. It depends. Sometimes
Awesome.
I start, you know, with the classical. In the afternoon is rock and roll. It depends,
Awesome.
you know. But it's part of the excitement of our job. Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on a wild goose chase.
No. I'm looking for the tuberose and okay. I don't know where I put it. Actually,
Forget it, it's okay.
I'm gonna show you Tagette instead.
Yes, you were talking about Tagette.
Tagette, which is an ingredient that very few people know. We know it under the marigold. It's very colorful. It's
Wow.
very warm. It's very dash of spiciness, a little bit solar. It's actually the color. The color is kind of
That's a very interesting sun profile.
Yes, you use that in. Can use that in. See, I like to wipe. I like to wipe these blotters because these are pure oil, and if you touch your nose with it, you know, and
Something
that's
I
it.
would do.
You won't be able to smell anymore. The tuberose is here. That's why I couldn't find it.
Oh, that's funny.
You know.
It was meant to be.
Exactly.
This is nice.
I love that. Tagette.
So you told me that this can't be used in excessive amounts. This has
We cannot. Unfortunately, in our industry, it's just like a lot of other industries.
restrictions.
There are some restrictions. There are some guidelines. Want to make sure that consumers, whatever they use, it's safe. We have some scientists who are looking very deeply into each ingredient because it's funny to say, but people sometimes believe that man-made molecules are not safe. It's not true. Nature has, in order to protect themselves, some flowers, some spices, some fruits, they have predators. In order to have predators, they release some molecules to protect themselves. So sometimes science is looking at it and say, oh, you know, the rose is great, but there's something inside that we need to, you know, be careful with. So we have to remove it. Tuberose. This is an extraordinary flower. I'm sure you saw it in the shops. You see how it looks like? It's like a concrete.
Oh wow!
You see?
It's
very interesting,
absolutely
right?
solid.
Yeah, it looks like a marmalade actually, right? Like jam.
Jam.
These cost about $5,000 or $6,000 a pound.
Whoa.
You know, but here it's not that we are wasting the ingredient. No, we want to make sure whatever we use it's high quality again, and the effect that we're going to put in our fragrances is going to be worth the price. And this has been probably harvested about 3 years ago, and then it's distilled, and then it's you let it age till it's ready for the perfumer to use it. You know,
Wow.
it's amazing. It's Nature is.
See, in perfumes, they usually make tuberose smell kind of very tropical or sweet, like fracas.
Right.
This has a certain greenness about it.
Yeah.
It has a darker edge than the way they portray it in
Right.
a lot of perfumes.
Yeah.
But it's still beautiful.
Yeah. But you know, in Fracas, I think, I don't want to be wrong, I don't have the formula because it's a secret, you know, that despite the fact I've been working on that fragrance for a long time, it's still confidential, I'm glad. I believe in the original Fracas, there were about 1 or 2% of natural, you know, tuberose. So the price right now is going through the roof. But this is very complex. It's,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
warm, it's solar, it's sexy, it's sensuous, it's
Sultry.
feminine. Actually, I would
This,
like to.
it doesn't smell so feminine. I think the other ingredients when they put into perfume, this right now doesn't smell so feminine to me. A man could definitely
Yes.
smell, I think.
Yeah, but you know,
Oh, I love that.
material in perfumery, and we do genderless fragrances, you know, and the tuberose, people might say, oh no, it's for women. It's not true, you know. I know some guys that are wearing tuberose and it's on their skin, turns out extremely masculine. And once, you know, as soon as you put it on a woman's skin, it's going to turn more feminine. So nature, you know, life is something magic that...
I'll tell you a secret. In that collection I showed you before. I don't wear it much, but I do. I like the way it smells. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, thanks so much for your
Oh,
time.
Carlos,
This is great.
It's
And
always a pleasure.
we'll do other ones. We'll have
Absolutely.
other
Anytime.
episodes of
Yes.
Perfume
Yes.
Talk with Jean-Claude Delville at the Society of Scent.
Yes. Absolutely.
Take care, everyone.
Listen first.